The Book of Mormon talks about an extensive network of roads that connects the Nephite and Lamanite kingdoms. These roads are described as cast up. And so if you're going to find where the Book of Mormon happened, roads are a necessity. You need to find roads that are cast up. Now, I have to admit, when I first went to Baja with David Rosenvall and he showed me these roads, I was thinking in my head, all right, David, this is a serious weak point in your theory. These roads are not cast up. But, as often happens, David had an answer that completely blew my mind, and you're going to want to know what it is. I'm Hayden Paul, and this is The Stick of Joseph.
We are currently standing on an ancient road just outside of modern-day San Ignacio in Baja, Mexico. But anciently, David Rosenvall feels that this could be a site that was Zarahemla. And one of the reasons is actually very interesting and something I had never thought of before. But in 3 Nephi chapter 6, verse 8, it says, "And there were many highways cast up, and many roads made, which led from city to city, and from land to land, and from place to place." David, what can we learn? What clues do these ancient roads that we find today give us about the Baja Peninsula?
Yeah, it was really interesting. When we first came here, I didn't know what an ancient road was. I saw it from Google Earth, and I thought, oh, look at all these roads. They'll connect where we want to go. When we got here, we recognized no car's been on these. Mm-hmm. But perhaps the most interesting thing is it created a node and spoke network. You could see where the roads converged to one or two places, and then spoked out to another node, as if connecting cities. Yeah. And those become interesting to us because those nodes are probably something that we should look on, maybe at one of the cities. And so those networks become very critical of where we go.
And there are tons of roads that lead to this area of these ancient roads.
This spot specifically is where most of the roads, it was clear that this was a center here in Zarahemla. As you go further north, they dissipate a little bit, same south. Mm-hmm. But from what I can tell, using Google Earth, there are hundreds of miles of these roads. Wow. And they're not little. Mm-hmm. There's a dimension to them.
Yeah, they're wide. This is a wide road, but there is one thing I have to point out. You know, in that scripture, it talks about the roads being cast up.
Yeah.
Right? And I've always thought of it this way, that means taking rocks and putting them on top so the road is elevated. And that's not what we're seeing here. What we're seeing is rocks cleared off to the side and kind of almost creating a barrier.
That's right.
To go on the road. So explain.
Where does that come from?
Where does that come from? Because it doesn't seem to match.
Yeah, so our normal modern day lens is that casting up on top of each other. Biblically, especially in Isaiah, there's a couple of references that talk about it. But what it meant is to remove obstacles, to put the stones to the side that you can create. They use the word standard. This is where you can follow to get somewhere. In fact, they used it spiritually. Remove the sins from your life. Mm-hmm. Here's the path to get back to God. So it's clearly removing, not adding.
What are these references? Because we got to fact check here.
So
in Isaiah.
There's a couple. There's one in Isaiah 62 verse 10.
Let me pull that up. Okay, I've got it. Verse 10, it says, Go through the gates, prepare ye the way of the people. Cast up the highway, gather out the stones, lift up a standard for the people.
Okay, all right, I'm seeing that, yeah. So to cast up the highway means to lift off the stones.
That's right.
Okay, what's the next one?
57 verse 14, Isaiah.
57:14, it says, And shall say, Cast ye up, prepare the way, take up the stumbling block out of the way of my people. So right there, it's even more clear. It's saying, cast up, remove the stumbling block from the people, make the path clear.
Yeah.
And what's so curious is
that's way different.
Zoom out, and we'll splice in some drone footage here. But you zoom out, and basically what you see is just rocks lining these roads for miles and miles and miles. And obviously today we see a lot of rain wash through these ancient roads, but it doesn't take away the fact that for miles you just see these straight roads cast up, meaning all the rocks.
It's interesting, isn't it? Aside.
It's so interesting because I've been to like ancient Roman cities. Like for example, I went to the Decapolis in ancient Israel. So the Decapolis is a network of 10 ancient cities from Rome, and they do it the way that we do it now, where they cast they cast in,
Put more material.
they put more material
To
on
level it out.
and level it out. And I think the reason for that is to help with rainwater,
Sure.
right? But that is not how ancient Hebrews from 600 BC would make their roads. According to Isaiah, it means removing the rocks.
Yeah. Well, then what's interesting, you know, before we really knew these roads, we used to try to travel through just the open desert, and it was nearly impossible. The cactus and rolling your feet, it was so slow going. And then you hit these roads and you can move literally twice as fast or more. And you could see why the people would make an effort collectively. Let's do this, because you get trade and trafficking of materials, which again is talked about in the Book of Mormon.
Well, yeah. And I guess that makes a whole lot more sense when I look at how wide these roads are. Because if we're just doing a walking path, like, we don't need to have it. This is at least like 15 feet wide.
Or more, 20.
And that's how it is the whole way for the hundreds and hundreds of miles of these roads.
It gives the inference there's some other reason other than just walking on the roads. And the Book of Mormon gives us perhaps a hint, because it talks about horses and chariots. Chariots have a width wider than a human. And so maybe they knew that they were carrying more than just people on these. Could have been those chariots.
Interesting.
Wow. But even right here, so right here we see it's pretty destroyed, this road. It's not clear. As you go up further, it's in better shape. Well, it doesn't look like this. What are we looking at right here?
So what happens is, when they would have removed it originally, it would have been much cleaner, flatter. But over thousands of years, when the water comes off these slopes, it kind of gathers in these cleared off the areas, because the vegetation is gone too. And as that water kind of seeps through, it hits this lime layer, and it almost becomes like cement. And so it starts creating this tumbling effect, where it's a little maybe harder to walk on than it was before. But this is erosion, not how they designed
Not how
it.
they designed it. And then up where there's less water running
it's
down,
flat.
it's flat and
You can
how
see
was.
it.
Wow, this is completely changed. I'm not gonna lie, when we were first here, I was like, this is one of the weak points of David's Baja thing. The roads aren't cast up. But I had no idea about the Isaiah verses. So
It's important. This modern lens thing is so critical. I mean, we apply modern lenses, which is fine, but you got to try to get down to how they understood things.
wow, that's awesome. All right, well, let's go walk some 100 miles on roads, I guess.
I'm in.